Yeah, that's what you.
This meeting is being recorded.
We are recording. What I'm going to first do is mute everybody out real quick. It's interesting. Why is it not? Okay, there we go. And so, of course, our speakers, they get to unmute themselves. And now we get to stop housekeeping and say hello. So welcome to the call. It's our Tuesday night Heat Team call. We've been doing this for, I don't know, 25 years. It wasn't on Zoom originally, but we did it other ways and we got together on Tuesday nights. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nikki Cotton, and I've been with this company before they were this company. So I was with Juice Plus a couple of years before Juice Plus actually came out. And I was one of those people that said, absolutely no, I'm never doing this stuff that, you know, why would you ever put fruits and vegetables in a capsule? But I'm really loyal to my company and I decided to try it. And the rest of the story is been getting lots of friends and neighbors and families on Juice Plus for 29 plus years. So I am super excited tonight to introduce you to a couple of women that I'm really excited about you getting to meet tonight. And I'm really excited about what they're going to be talking about. So I'm going to bring you guys up right now so that they can be looking at you as well. And what a cool background. Is that somebody's wallpaper?
This is, well, it's my wallpaper, but I'm going to give her credit because she's the designer. I'm not a designer. And she helped me redesign my office in the middle of COVID because I was tired of sitting at a desk. And I was like, just want to sit on the couch.
It's great. It's so much fun. So the reason we're having this call tonight is some of you may have watched Level Up and saw all the incredible trainings. And one of the trainings that they had at Level Up was doing workshops and creating community. And I know that I met both you, Danette, and Lori years and years ago. We've had really, there's a specific conversation, which we won't talk about tonight. I don't know if you remember the conversation I'm talking about, Danette. But anyway, I won't talk about it here, but we've had some really fun conversations and I'm really excited. And one of the things when I asked them to send me their resume, what stood out the most of either one of them is their commitment to community, to build community around them, to build community of people that want to have things happen, that want to see things, that want to do things. And it feels like it's more than just Juice Plus. It's your life. Both of you having to do with the military and having to create community as you moved around, you got to really learn the importance of community. And that sounds like it's really the foundation for both of you on what you're doing right now and how you're actually building your business through community. And I love that feeling. I love that sense. And so Lori is a national marketing director. Yep, over there, the designer, the artist, right? And so she really wants to continue to build this circle of friends in Juice Plus and outside of Juice Plus, and a military spouse. And then Danette has been married for, and Lori, you've got your family, but I don't know, do you have children?
I do. 3 adults. There are 3 adult. I know I didn't even add them. They're adult children, so they're on their own. So
Yeah, they're on their own. And Danette, I know you've been married for 20 years and special ed teacher and youth ministry director. And again, community has been really key for you as well. So what I'm hoping that we can do tonight is if each of you, because we didn't talk about I know what you know what you're doing, but I'm hoping that each of you will just like do a 2-minute Juice Plus story, like why you said yes and what you noticed, because all of the people on here, some of them are very new, and the more times they can hear stories about what Juice Plus does for us, the better. And then I'm turning it over to you, and I'm actually turning it over to you now and stepping out. But if you could do that to start with, that would be fabulous.
That sounds fun. I'm going to say that Juice Plus found me because I wasn't looking for Juice Plus. I didn't know what I didn't know about health and nutrition. I just knew I was sick and I wasn't getting any help from the doctors that I was seeing. And a friend in Bible study kept messaging me and saying, hey, I want you to look at this stuff called Juice Plus. And I kept deleting her emails for about 6 months. I deleted everything she sent me about Juice Plus. I didn't get it. I didn't understand why I would need it. And then one day she invited me over to her home and she cooked me a healthy meal, and at that point, food was making me very sick. And she made me a meal that I could eat that didn't make me sick. It was lots of steamed vegetables and rice and just really delicious. And she introduced me to Juice Plus and I said, I will give it a try. 2 weeks later, I am dragging her into the bathroom at church and I'm like, I am not in pain. What is this stuff that you have me on? Like, I literally did not get fruits and vegetables at all. And she said, okay, so now that you realize that this is like working for you, can I come talk to the group of women that you work out with, which Lori was the trainer for that group that I worked out with every morning at 5:30. She made me get up at 5:30 and run around a track. And I said, absolutely not. You are not sharing with my friends. If anybody's gonna make money off of my friends, it's gonna be me. And so I signed up for the business, not knowing anything, but I really thought if I could just get my group of workout buddies interested in Juice Plus, it would help pay for my product. And when my husband got home from his deployment, that he wouldn't balk that we were spending that money. Literally, that is all I wanted to do. Lori came to that party. It was pure chaos because I didn't know what I was doing. It was ridiculous. But she approached me a few days later and she goes, I think we can do this. And I said, I do what? Like, do you want to like order the product? And she goes, no, I think we can do this as a business. Like, who shows up at your front door and says that, except for this one? And I'll let you take over, but that's just that's how we got started.
Yeah, my husband had just got home from a 1-year deployment in Afghanistan, and I was looking of ways to get him healthier because the doctor at that time went to a physical and they said, oh, your cholesterol is so high and your blood pressure is up. And so Danette, I was like, oh yeah, there's that party I went to, something about fruits and vegetables. And I just had watched that documentary Forks Over Knives. And I'm like, oh, it's all about fruits and vegetables to keep them off medication. So yeah, so I don't know, I guess as a personal trainer, I just looked at it and I was like, this is something I can put my name behind. And other products I was approached by, I would never put my name behind. So it just made sense that I would start the business and the product at the same time. And of course, my husband's cholesterol went down like 65 points. His blood pressure went down. And he was also exercising and doing other things since he was home and had more time. But I think the biggest thing for me that I noticed was going through menopause. For me, I started doubling up and I added the complete shakes and it was like night and day. I could actually function. And for a year there, Jeff would even say, you're not going out in public, are you? Like, because he could see I was crying at dog commercials and I was a mess, and I couldn't function. I'd get in my car and go to back out, put it in reverse, but I would go forward instead. Like I could not do anything. So I felt like I was me again when I got all this nutrition in my body. So.
Wow. Yeah. What a great sentence. I finally felt like me again. When I fueled my body right, I felt like me. How powerful is that? Thank you, Lori. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think like just events and community have always been important to us because we were military. We were moving every 2 to 3 years. And if you didn't know how to either insert yourself into community or start creating it really quickly, you were going to have a really lonely 3 years. And like Lori's workout group was our first, that was the community that I jumped into when I moved to San Antonio. And it's really where we were already doing like no sugar challenges and things and races and that kind of stuff. So we were already doing the workshop part of what we're going to share tonight before we even found Juice Plus to insert that. And
we were doing Juice Plus without doing it.
We were doing Juice Plus without Juice Plus.
She was like, I want to tell your friends. She had like a gold mine right there just waiting for her. I was like, yeah. We were already doing it. So it just took off.
So it did. And then we went to a regional event. And I know I saw Alexis was on your team. We just had our regional down here in Texas. And so that was fun to see Alexis. And we went to one, I don't know, we'd been in maybe 3 years and caught the bug for NMD. And it was 5 hours away. And so on our 5-hour drive home, we started making all these notes and kind of just backtracked. Like if we want to hit NMD in 1 year, like what would be all the things that we would have to do? And we came up with a couple things on that list. And that's kind of where this came from is one, we were committed to doing in-home events or community events, one big one every single month. And that we were going to meet for coffee and bring a friend every Saturday. We now meet on Tuesdays, but we were going to meet, and because we figured out that if I brought a friend and she brought a friend, then she could ask my friend questions and I could ask her friend questions. And those were the people that we really want on our team. So that's kind of how we built the business, and then added customers through events. So do you want to share what we named this event, this presentation?
Okay, so I don't even know how this came about. You know, you go to a fast food place. Let's say you go to a burger place or Chipotle or something like that, you know, and they have the menu and you're building it as you go along, you go down the line. So we're going to be building events and show you guys kind of what we use, and it's building a burger. So yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, and it can be a vegan burger because we
needs
don't
to.
judge.
Yeah, perfect.
So we're going to share a screen.
Hopefully everybody's got pen and paper and ready to go. And I don't know if I ever said this to both of you. I'm just loving listening to you. And this call's about a half hour long, and I don't know if we ever said that. So just time wise, I wasn't sure if we talked about that.
We will be done by 8:30. We promise.
All right.
Or earlier, because, you know, we
questions or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say we love to have fun. So that's how this ended up being a burger. We just, you know, if we're not having fun, we're not really, you know, our lives would just be sad, wouldn't they? So how do you begin? I mean, maybe you're not doing events. Maybe you have no idea, like where to even start as far as like inviting or, you know, putting it all together. So we're going to help you with that. And just like there are hundreds of different toppings that you can put on your burger, there are so many different ways that you can do an event, and you can tailor it to what you enjoy and what you're comfortable with. Right.
Okay, the bottom bun always starts with the bottom bun, right? So the bottom bun is going to be like, you're welcome. Whoever's hosting is going to tell their story. Maybe you'll give an overview of the activity. And I don't know what it says behind taste.
Oh, here, let me.
What is?
I gotta move some people's pictures.
Nope,
I can't.
Smaller.
So it's taste to shake.
Oh, taste to share. Yeah. So maybe you have a shake, you know, a little sample when they walk through the door. It's just all the beginning stuff so that's your first part of the event.
So after you've thought about those things, whoops. Oh, there we go. You have to think about the meat. It can be your meat, your vegan meat. It can be a bean patty. I don't really care. And this is the educational piece. This is what you are going to present to your people, that's going to inform them what Juice Plus is or what the shred is. So we have lots of different videos that you could play. You could bring in a guest speaker, maybe somebody in your community that's really big on a certain aspect of health. You could do a slide presentation. We often do the Shred 10 presentation.
Right.
And you can even do like a documentary or a movie.
Movie event.
And a movie event. You can do any of those things.
Okay, now the fun part. We have veggies. So this is where we make choices. Like we normally have like she said, the educational part. And then always after that, we'll do the fun part. We never reverse that because you'll lose people and they'll go home. So you always went into the fun part second. That could be a workshop. I mean, a potluck. You could be like a Pilates class, or we do like our coffee group or a workshop or whatever. So there's lots of different things that you can do here.
Yep. And we're going to get into those a little bit later.
Yeah.
So hang on. We promise we won't leave you hanging there. And then you have to put in your special sauce. This is where you get to be creative and get to be you, who you are, and show off your team. If it's just you, it's going to be you sharing your story. But if you do have team members or customers that have a great story, this is where you want to sprinkle those in. Maybe you're going to be doing a challenge. I know we do like water, like in July, we'll do like a drink your water challenge, or we do like this little cranberry detox drink right between the holidays. Any kind of a challenge that you can invite them in, you can put that into your event. And then circle sharing, that's when we just invite our friends to just share what's going on. like, what's going on with your health? Like, what are they interested in, or what are their struggles? And we just let them share, because if you can get them talking, then you can hear the needs that that you need to play into.
Okay, the top bun. Okay, this is where you're kind of wrapping up your event. You've got your ABC closed, where you give them different options so they can make a decision, or you're making future appointments with them, or basically just saying, let's get started and pass out order forms. Okay, and here, and you can screenshot this or take a picture of it or whatever, but this is basically the ABC close that we've been using lately. And really, A is just about, you may not be ready for Juice Plus yet, but we love that you keep, that you attend our events, and that we're, that you're always part of our mission and our community. And we want you to keep joining us. Or maybe B, you're sitting there thinking, oh gosh, I learned so much and I had no idea that Juice Plus was real food or whatever. And I definitely want my family to try this, so great, we're going to help you get started today. Or C, you might be thinking, after hearing these awesome stories, that Aunt Betty or Uncle Tom or whoever really needs to hear about this. And then you can join our mission and, partner up with us and share it with them. So, and then we always say, let's get started. And this was our event in December. And I mean, no kidding, that's what we do. I say, let's get started. And then we have team members on the sides, and they're passing out order forms and pens. And then we give it a good 15 minutes for them to fill it out.
Because what we decided was we would share Juice Plus, and then we'd rush into like our fun activity, and then follow-up wasn't happening, and we were losing sales. And that's what we're here for. We want people to get started on Juice Plus. So Lori figured out, if she kind of came in and did this ABC close, and we were all ready with order forms to give them to our prospects or people maybe that we wanted to join the team. And everybody gets one. It's not so that it looks like everybody's filling it out. And then we just hang around and answer questions, and we help our newer team members answer the big questions, and we get people started. And it's amazing. Everybody starts filling out order forms. And we don't rush it. We don't rush it. Yeah. We have learned, and I will say it probably took us to get to this point, probably 6 months or so, because we didn't start events back up until last June. Last year we started events back up, and monthly. And people would come and they would get the order form and they kind of like fold it. But now that doesn't happen anymore. Now, so don't give up, keep doing it, just keep doing things. So this is a little form that we made because we've had so many of our team members go, I don't know how to put an event together. I can't make it look like yours. And here's the thing. We don't want your event to look like ours. We're going to give you lots of ideas, but we don't want it to look like ours. We want it to look like yours. We want it to look like something that's going to be successful and fun for you. And so if you start on the left, that bottom bun, you get to choose. Do you want, who's going to welcome? Do you want the host to share a story? Maybe you want to do an overview. Do you want to make a shake? Do you not want to make a shake? You get to choose, and you get to choose, what is that meat part of your event, your veggie, your special sauce, and your bun. And it can be as complicated or as simple. And if you're new to events, I'm going to say, keep it simple. Yeah. So here's what our big event, when we have all of our team that's local invite in, and we'll have like 20, 25 people there. This is what that event looks like.
And even our events don't look like our events. Every time they're different, it seems like. So we get bored easily. We're Enneagram 7s, if you know anything about that. So we have to keep changing it. So yeah, basically we just take the form and we just kind of plan it out. This is our blueprint. And then we get other people to help out and figure out who wants to do what. And, if you don't have anybody in your area, I would say, just like she said, just keep it really simple if you're the only one.
Right. And we really play into people's strengths. So those that are really good at closing, that's who we're going to plug in. We have people on our team that are excellent at explaining the science behind Juice Plus. That is not me. that is other team members. And so they're the ones that we're going to have come in and maybe do the slide presentation. I am great at making people feel welcome when they come in and getting a shake in their hand and just really making people feel at home. So we just make sure that we really figure out, what our team members' gifts are and plug them in that way.
Right.
So so I love making sourdough. So I've been asked several times, hey, will you do a sourdough bagel or this was a bagel workshop, but we've done sourdough bread. And I just get to share what I love about making bread, and I make it simple for everybody so that they get to do something that I love. And then this is fire cider. I'm big into gut health. So if you've never heard of fire cider, it's onions and garlic and citrus fruits and herbs, and you shove it all in a jar and you ferment it with raw apple cider vinegar. It sounds gross, and it totally is. But it's really great.
You let it set for 30 days,
right? And it's really great for your digestion and for your immune system. Like if you feel a little tickle coming in your throat, throw some of this back. But it's a fun activity. And I will say it's probably one of our most popular because people are like, what in the world is that? I don't know if they drink it once they take it home.
especially in the winter.
But
It's a good.
Since we're doing a different fun activity, a different workshop every single month, that gets us people repeat. They come again and they come again and they start bringing friends. And that's really cool.
Hey,
Okay, this is
Lori, can I ask a quick question? I saw it in the chat, and I think I'd just like you guys to answer it. I heard you say, so let's get started, and you hand out the order sheet. Is there anything else you say while you're handing out the order sheet? Is there a segue that helps you be really comfortable? Because people have such a hard time doing that. Is there anything in addition that you say besides let's get started when you start to hand those order sheets out?
It is uncomfortable. It is. And you just have to go in there and say it with confidence. Like just own it and just say, okay, let's get started. Let's get you started, and just take a breath and just, that's all I say.
But I love it. Just keep it simple. Let's get started. You don't have to have a segue of.
No.
That's it. Let's get
you know
started.
what? You've gone through, you explained what Juice Plus is, you shared some stories, but you never talked about price or how it shipped or anything like that. So even if they don't order on the spot, they want to know that. That's their next question. So they're going to look at the order form. They will. They'll either take it home or they'll fill it out right then. So.
Great.
Okay, so this is a pesto workshop that Bree did in Colorado with her team. And she had, I guess so much basil on her tower garden that they just ended up making pesto together. And I thought that was a fun idea. And this one, you guys have probably all heard of this, but if you haven't, it's Taste the Shred Workshop. And there's a cookbook, a shred cookbook. And you can kind of see on the table, and we have little cards in it, and it has the page number in the cookbook of that recipe. We make it and everyone gets to taste everything. And we had a little shred presentation with that.
And what I loved about this event is the couple that hosted the event and did a ton of invited couples. You can see that there's men in this picture, and almost everybody came with their spouse, and it got, we got promotions out of this event because husbands and wives were there together and they both wanted to do it. It was incredible. So, if you're going to do a spouse event, get them all there. This is a salad and jar party. I think we've probably all done those, but those are still super popular and easy to do. And this was a fun idea. So we all have those complete ball recipes. One of our team members made up a huge batch of them. And then we had a bunch of fun little toppings that you could roll them in, and we put them in these little craft boxes. So they look like a little box of truffles when they went home. And we did that at Christmas time. That was really fun.
This one was a complete demo party, and we had in the other room, we actually had a presentation, and then we came in here and we had like 4 people behind the island making 4 different things. We had cookie dough and the balls, and then someone was just shaking up Perform, and someone else was making a smoothie, and we all did it at the same time. It was chaos, but it was awesome. I mean, everyone was just making their thing and people would come up and taste all of it. We even had bars that were chopped up. And I think it's the first time we've ever sold bars at a party that people ordered. I was kind of amazed, but so.
That was fun. Oh, and this is a lettuce wrap workshop. You can make like a little chicken crumble or you make that walnut, like a vegan walnut thing. And we just have people pick lettuce off the Tower Garden and fill it and eat it like a taco.
This was fun. This was a salad dressing workshop, and we had made in advance 3 different homemade dressings, and we had stations set up. So everyone got to taste each of the dressings, and then whichever one they liked most, they got to go to that station and then make 1 cup of it and take it home.
Be nice.
Whoops, hang on. Somebody who we can hear talking. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Nice, you guys.
So those are our big events, but I don't want you to discount just a casual get together. Like we really built our business by just having coffee. And people are like, what do you do at your coffee? Is there a presentation? No, we literally just have coffee with people, and we invite them, and then we invite them to share what's going on in their life. And it almost always revolves around health. And then we can speak into that.
And then we invite them from there to one of our events. So it's like a stepping stone, a casual get together, get to know everybody, and then invite them into.
And every week there's somebody new at our coffee group.
It's always different.
And then we have an event on the calendar that we can invite them into. So this is kind of what our coffee group looks like every Tuesday morning. And then one day you decided to have it at your house, and just, I think that was
circle sharing.
Yeah. Everybody just shared what was going on in their life. And that's really powerful to let people just have the floor instead of doing a presentation.
Yeah.
And is there a particular time or day that works for you, or is it just whatever works for you in terms of getting people to show up?
We've been doing since June, the second Sunday of every month at 2:00. So we find that Sundays, there's not as many games and things with kids, and people can usually get away in the afternoon. And it's great because you can just put little snacks out. You're not really feeding them lunch, not lunchtime. It's not dinner time. It's somewhere in between, and it works really well. It's about an hour and a half, our events.
Okay, great.
And then we do the coffee group on a Tuesday morning, but we originally had started on a Saturday morning. And then I have other team members who, because of the number of children they have, like a Tuesday or Thursday night works really well. So I think you need to figure out what works best for each person.
And what happens when somebody does take these are questions that I noticed. Somebody said, I'm not ready to order now. Can I take the order form home with me? Is there what do you say? And then how do you follow up with that?
Oh, I was waiting. See, I'm so, this is, I learned as a personal trainer. It's like, if you don't get, for me, if I don't get the sale right then, it's really hard for me to come back and like track people down. It's uncomfortable. I mean, I know we should follow up. I'm not saying don't follow up, but I try really hard to try. And a lot of times, like we said, we get, have the spout come along also, and it's easier. But yeah, I mean, I would just say, if they take the order form home, then say, hey, when can we get together so we can, chat about this more?
Or invite them to coffee group.
Or invite them to coffee group. And we do invite, we give them a little postcards on their way out. And on the back of it, it has all of our events. They're just stickers that we print up. It has all of our online future events for the next month and our in-person. So they know,
What's next.
Yeah.
And I will say that we have some team members that constantly remind us, get it down. If you need to do a follow-up, get it on your DMO. Just like get it on your planner, make sure it's on the calendar, because if you're trying to remember up here, you're just not going to do it.
Right.
So,
right.
I'm guessing when someone says I need to take it home and think about it, depending on what's going on in the moment, how much attention you can give that person. But I'm just wondering, do you ever say things like, so you're going to think about it. So what kinds of things are you thinking about? Do you have any questions, or do they just go off and then you do the follow-up?
That is a brilliant question to ask them. What kind of things are you? I'm going to put that down in my.
Yeah, I've done that before. So tell me, or they'll say, I need to do research. And I say, great. So where are you going to look for your research? Or I need to talk to my husband. Great. So what will you be telling him because he wasn't here. So how will you tell him about this?
Right.
And a lot of times they'll just say, well, I don't even know. Maybe I should just get started. I don't know. Right?
Great questions.
Yeah.
I often will just text like the couple people that I was following up this way. Hey, are there any other questions? I was thinking about you. Are there any other questions that I can answer?
Or
for
is there
you about
anything
yourself?
else I can send you that help you to make this decision?
Yeah.
Because either it's yes or no, right? So let's get to a decision.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I love this presentation. It's 6:30. Do you have more that you want to add, or can we open it up for a few
We
seconds?
can open it. No, we're done. So questions.
All right, so I'm
Great.
going to put it back to gallery view just so I can see. And if somebody wants to hold up their hand or unmute themselves and ask a question, go for it.
Yeah,
Nikki-
we couldn't
Nikki-
see the questions when we were.
Okay, I think I got
Nikki, this is
most of them.
Patty. I have a question. Can you guys
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, you guys were amazing. I loved it. And thank you so, so much. Question though, like on your sourdough workshops, for instance, when do you hand the order form out right at the beginning?
So we would do, if we're going to do the sourdough, usually I tie it into gut health. And so we'll do a
Mhm.
presentation about just your microbiome
Yeah.
and we keep it pretty short because sourdough can sometimes take a little longer. But before we go to the kitchen to start working on the sourdough, that's when we pass out those order forms. So we do our presentation or we show our little video, then we pass out the order forms. And like Lori said, we wait a full like 15 minutes to answer questions and to go
Mhm.
over it with people, because people aren't going to leave because they haven't gotten to the fun stuff yet.
Right. Exactly.
So then once they've had a chance to, really look it over and ask the questions and fill it out.
Perfect. So you basically, you follow your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every time. And it's just a different workshop, different topic.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love it. Thank you so much.
And I'm going to encourage you,
Yeah.
like sourdough is fun for me, but do
Mhm.
what's fun for you. We've had other team members who want to make homemade soap, or they go
Mhm.
they do hiking, or they do, whatever their fun activity is for them. That's what they invite into because that's what they can get excited about.
and I have a question about that because I just learned on a really fun way to make a candle. I mean, really super way to make a candle, and they're very cool looking. And I did it at home one night, I experimented with it. Super easy, super cool. And of course, we want to tie it in maybe to health. And I'm just thinking, when you do something that's totally not health related, how it could be sitting in silent time, having your candle and lighting it before you meditate, or lighting it when you get into the bath. Why is it important to rest and nourish yourself? So you can always almost bring it back to something that relates to health, I would think.
Absolutely.
I think we had another talk. Almost anything can be an event. I mean, we're like, really, almost anything can be an event.
Great. So we got about a minute left. Dina, can you keep it like just to a really quick question?
Do you ever charge for the workshops? What about cost to like put on an event? Do you have a budget for those who are just starting out new? That's my question.
Great question.
So I would say if it's just you, or maybe you and a couple of team members, like with the fire cider, I know it's going to cost each person $5 for all the ingredients if they bring their own jar and their own apple cider vinegar. And so if there are enough team members that can chip in on it, great. If not, then we just charge, like a $5.
Yeah, that was a great question, Dina.
Mhm. So people are willing to totally do that.
Yeah, you go to workshops all the time and they're charging you whatever they're charging you, and it's called a workshop, so it kind of makes sense. So, we supply the materials, but you pay $5 or whatever. Very cool. Any other questions?
Where are they located, Lori and Danette?
Ooh, we are in New Braunfels, Texas. So right in between San Antonio and Austin. So South Texas, head towards Mexico.
Why, did you want to go to their house and go to one?
Come on.
I absolutely do. I'm ready to take the next plane out.
It's like 80 degrees here. It's glorious. Come
Like,
on.
what is Kathy doing next month? She's planning on.
Oh,
It's like
we are having a
self-defense
self-defense
yeah.
with her self-defense
a
guy.
dojo or somebody, I don't know, somewhere. We're going on location.
Wow. So I'm going to wrap this up. First of all, this was a really fun, it felt like we were at a workshop. Like, this was really fun. It was a really great presentation. I don't know about the rest of you, but I took lots of notes and I took a couple screenshots, lots of great information. And it really got me thinking about everything that you can do. There's a million things. There's no lack of doing a workshop to get repeat people to come in and then keep hearing about Juice Plus as they do another workshop. So again, I just really want to thank you. It was really fabulous. And want to encourage all of you to make sure that you're on our Tuesday night calls because we have such great speakers like Danette and Lori. And for those of you have that not yet signed up for the Heat Madness game in March, man, you're going to miss out if you don't join us. It's like missing out on going to a workshop. I'm telling you right now. Sandy, do you have any last words about our March contest game, madness, insanity?
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait to play with you all. We have 65 already signed up and we are giving away $1,000 and all of the activities are things you get paid for. And so doing events, hosting events, reaching out to people. So these are things even new people can play this because it's how we build our business. And thank you again, Lori and Danette. This was amazing.
All right. So if all of you would unmute, you look so cute together, you guys. So if all of you would unmute yourselves and just, a one word of appreciation or just a few words to let Danette and Lori know how much you appreciated the call tonight. So
Creativity.
Awesome
thank you
presentation.
so much. Everyone, enjoy.
Thank you.
Really good. Thank
Really
you.
appreciate
the
Thank
education.
Night, everybody. Have a great rest of
Good night.
week.
Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night.
Enjoy your next workshop.
Lori and Danette, that was fabulous. Thank you so
Good
much.
information.
So great.
See you in conference.